Hello there and Merry Christmas, woven web enthusiasts. Today, on Christmas Eve, we have a 65-year-old woman that is hell-bent on having Christmas at her house. 3 days ago, on the 21st, her husband tested positive for COVID, but she doesn't want to tell their Christmas guests about the positive test. Now, COVID aside, let's just call it the flu. If someone in your house has the flu before a gathering that you were to have, what would a logical person do? Postpone? Cancel? Tell everyone and carry on? Or go the jackwagon route? Inverted Butterfly writes in the Relationships Advice subreddit, I'm 26 and my 65-year-old mother doesn't want to tell our Christmas guests that our family has COVID. My dad, who is 70, tested positive for COVID on the 21st, and my mom wants to keep it on the down low and not tell any of the guests. She says it won't be a big deal by the time Christmas comes, but I'm concerned because some of the guests are going to be toddlers and elderly people. The question is, should I tell people anyway, or is my mom right and it won't be a big deal by Christmas? So far, we only know of my dad having COVID. No one else is tested, but there's a strong chance my mom and myself might get it since we've been exposed and my mom is cooking Christmas dinner. What are your thoughts on this, Reddit? And then OP updates the post. So, I finally convinced my mom to tell the guests about COVID. My brother lives in another state and he was going to stay with my parents for a week during Christmas. And he said he doesn't mind if my dad has COVID, and he still wants to come over anyway. The other guests consist of my sister's family and her in-laws. My sister has an autoimmune disease, and apparently she's been dealing with some conditions recently. My sister said she might be able to make it to Christmas, but told my mom if she doesn't make it, it's because of her condition and not COVID. So far, my brother is still for sure going to Christmas, but my sister's family is out on the fence. Now, I have a feeling my mom told them the COVID test my dad took was false and tried to convince them it wasn't accurate. So again, what are your thoughts on this, Reddit? And to start the comments, Creative Colors writes, Merry Christmas. Your gift is COVID. We love you. What the fuck? Tell people and postpone. It's simple. My family currently has the flu and we're supposed to host. Rain check. Good Grief 9317 writes, tell her to postpone a week to New Year's Day and tell everyone why. Give her 2 hours to disclose, or you'll do it yourself. Scorpion adds, I'm not one of those fearful COVID people, but common sense and common fucking courtesy. Come on, does your mom not have either? Help Me With Her writes, just send a mass text to the guests saying your dad tested positive on the 21st and he was showing signs before. Let them decide. Put the ball in their court. Done. You've been warned. And in response to that, a comment, this is a great example of what OP should send out. I'm sure OP's mom will be pissed, but oh well. I'd rather have my mom mad at me than knowingly put the rest of my family's health at risk. Metrometric writes, yep, if someone did this to me, including family, I would never visit them indoors again. Knowingly exposing me to serious illness instead of giving me a chance to make an informed choice is an awful thing to do. Jones Blair adds, last year, my boyfriend tested positive a week before Christmas. We didn't live together at the time, and I was hosting a party at my place. I tested negative the entire time, including the day of the party, but I had warned everyone ahead of time and advised them that I had a negative test on the day and that my partner would not be attending, and I hadn't seen him the whole week. People made their own choices, and anyone that decided not to come, they didn't, and everyone totally understood. Okie Lady 1952 writes, people have died from COVID. You've got elderly people, toddlers, and autoimmune suppressant people. They need to know this information, and it's up to them whether they choose to come or not. And for the final comment, Confident Computer 96 writes, even with that warning, the parents are still in legal jeopardy should anyone who comes over get sick and God forbid dies or has a severe injury from contracting COVID thereafter. The people who might contract the illness should say that they didn't see the text or that they did not understand the risk. Even though it might seem like a lame excuse, a jury may not see it that way. The safest approach is to reschedule the get-together. Heck, this is what the early Christians did when they chose December 25th as Jesus' birthday, even though he probably was born in September. To avoid certain death at the hands of the Romans for being Christians, they chose a pagan holiday in December so as to camouflage the celebration they actually were having of Jesus' birthday. And as for me here at Woven Webs, so many things to comment on here. Pick your topic. We have COVID, COVID crazies, Karens, Christianity, and finally paganism. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Have a Merry Christmas, and I appreciate you listening.